Okay, round one.
Working hard, same thing every day. No ego. We leave our ego at the door. We're learning, working our shots, and preparing ourselves. Main event slots here at Straight Blast Gym Ireland.
He is back for another signature win to prove that he is still one of the best, most skilled mixed martial arts athletes in the world.
Every few months, a clip comes out that completely changes the conversation around Conor McGregor. At first, fans usually dismiss it as another training montage or another social media post designed to build hype. But this time feels different. The latest footage coming out of McGregor's UFC 329 camp hasn't just caught the attention of fans. It's reignited debate throughout the entire MMA world.
Here it is. Here's him practicing. Like he's doing like how Aldo moves, and then he's doing how he moves. Bam!
Obviously, he's coming up against Max Holloway in a great fight. How do you see that matchup between those two?
Personally, I think because it's at welterweight, I see Conor knocking him out. Like everyone's counting Conor out and thinks that Max is going to win. If it goes to the later rounds, yeah, Max definitely probably start piecing him up on the feet because he's got that cardio and the volume. But the fact that it's at welterweight, I think favours Conor because Charles made Max look small at lightweight. So imagine how big Conor's going to look compared to him at welterweight.
Pretending when he's talking about, I no longer care about the material things in life, and this doesn't matter to me. I am a man of faith, and I'm not going to talk numbers because that doesn't mean anything to me. If we're picking like an order of things that I think are bullshit, I think that one's much more transparent bullshit than Conor McGregor, notorious weirdo, believes that his opponent is beneath him. That rings incredibly true to me.
It is interesting if that's like, if he thinks that about Max, there's going to be some issues there. Also found it interesting, man.
Huge miscalculation on his part, but yeah.
Yeah, huge miscalculation. I liked to hear him say that it sounds like, and I don't know how much I believe this because of what we know about the way that he trains. Sounds like he's training a little bit more safe. He's talking to training partners about what they're working on. Like he's wearing protective gear, like all the stuff that basically riddled his body and made him like this injury problem in the past where he would just literally go there and just basically fight guys in the gym, right? With no structure and just go until like his bones were destroyed. It sounds like he's sort of fixing some of that, but
suddenly people are asking a question that many thought had disappeared years ago. What if Conor McGregor really is about to shock everybody? Joe Rogan has spoken many times over the years about what made McGregor such a unique fighter. It was never just the knockout power or the pinpoint accuracy. It was the speed, the timing, the confidence, and perhaps most importantly, the ability to completely control a fight before the first punch had even been thrown.
McGregor or Holloway?
Whoever loses is bad. It's just, Holloway can't lose to McGregor coming off the couch doing all the shit he's been doing. And McGregor can't afford another loss.
If McGregor loses this fight, is he done?
It depends how he loses.
Got it.
If it's like he gets steamrolled, it's just like, damn, dog.
Really?
It should probably
hang it up.
Should probably call this one curtains.
I mean, I think he's talking about re-signing a whole fight deal and a bunch of new fights and the whole thing. I mean, we saw the needle he's moving with the tickets and how fast it sold out and what's going on there, right?
Yeah, but everyone's excited. Like, he's excited. He's got that fight feel energy right now.
Yeah.
I know I was going to come back. I learned a lesson in that lapse in concentration in the camp in preparation that I have since adjusted. And you know, that's why I think I'm only warming up here in this game. I really, really believe I'm only warming up. You know, I used to always train a certain way, throw certain shots that the fight game has never even seen. Many shots I have in my arsenal, the fight game has never even seen.
Oh, I seen Max and Charles starved themselves the last time out at 155 pounds for the BMF. I didn't think there's anything BMF about it. He was the baddest man in a sauna. So I'm a big boy now. 170 pounds is my frame. And I like it. I thought I'd give a gift.
Well, I like it as well.
And say, this is what it should be. Instead of fighting and cutting him. You know, let's do it properly.
Is this a one-off fight or are you back?
The best boxer. You said the best boxer. We're gonna see. We're gonna see now.
Brother,
No,
Brother,
Gordon California
brother,
featherweight.
this is not
I'm gonna beat you in
his
Philly.
last fight.
We're
I'm gonna go
gonna see
there.
right.
July 11. I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
handle
see
business.
right.
We're gonna have a rematch at the end of the year.
McGregor had a way of making elite fighters hesitate, and in this sport, that split second of doubt is often all it takes. Watching the latest footage, it's easy to understand why excitement has exploded again. McGregor doesn't simply look fit, he looks hungry. The movement is sharp, the combinations are flowing naturally, and physically, he looks bigger than we've seen in a long time.
I think he's missed it. Genuinely, he's worked very hard to get here. Great opportunity for Max, obviously, after the Charles fight. You wouldn't have thought that he would get an opportunity that was bigger than that one, but here he is, bigger stage, bigger name, bigger opponent, primetime international fight week, and that card will likely have Patty, Gable Steveson. That's big time stuff. That's old school international fight weeks.
And like Max Holloway's a family guy, good dude. So is he going to go super dirty and like personal? Like he even did that with Dustin Poirier and his wife. It's like, I don't know what lane he can take with Max. Also, he's been out for so long, and you know, even the Dustin Poirier build up, he talked all this shit and they see his leg fall off. So I think we're thinking of the days when he was talking all that, we're not here to take part, we're here to take over, all that. That's all fine and dandy when you're winning. When you haven't won in 7 years, it's a tough sell, man, as far as that hype. You know what I'm saying?
Fighting closer to his natural weight appears to have transformed the way he's preparing, allowing him to focus on becoming the best fighter possible instead of surviving another brutal weight cut.
I'm a big boy now. 170 pounds is my frame, and I like it. I thought I'd give a gift. This is what it should be. Instead of fighting and cutting him, you know, let's do it properly. There's also a tactical reason, Joe. You see, I have the advantage in experience at 170 pounds. If I look at Holloway's body of work in recent years, he's been in there a lot. However, he hasn't been at 170 pounds, so that is in my favor.
What do you feel when you step into the octagon?
You know, you have to be calm, you have to be composed, you have to trust your training and your discipline. It's where, you know, there's no hiding in the octagon. If you've maybe missed a training session or skipped a meal or, you know, ate something you shouldn't have or, you know, lived a life of not of discipline, it's gonna show in there.
You'll get caught.
So if you put in the work and you make that walk, you just trust your work, trust your discipline, trust what you've done, and hope it all turns out well. Look, Max is all right. Max is good. Max is my son. I sunned Max when we fought those years ago, and I want to do so again.
He's gotten a lot better since you last fought. Would you not agree?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't see much.
Since 2013?
No, I don't see much. I don't see much difference, no.
Really?
No, not so much. Same reaction, same movements. Listen, Max got better after he fought me. He added more moves to his game, but even still, there's only one. So I'm not gonna say I don't rate him. I don't rate any of them. So it's on me now, with my date set, to go and show that.
That's why so many people believe this comeback might be completely different from anything we've seen over the last few years. But that's also where the mystery begins. Nobody really knows what version of Conor McGregor is about to walk into UFC 329. That's what makes this fight so compelling.
He's got to beat a top guy at a weight class outside of his prime. He's got to come back from that leg injury, of which 3 other people have sustained. 3 other guys came back, and none of them look the same. Even, victory or defeat is a different conversation. They didn't look the same. And he's got to come back after 6 years out into a 5-round atmosphere. That one detail will sway the odds. That's good for 5 points. If everything was perfect and Conor had to come back after 6 years off into a 5-round atmosphere, that alone would make him a 5-1 under.
About me, he said. Mr. Confidence returns to save fighting again. Call your grandma. Nanny, we did it. Watch and pay me. Fuck you, pay me. You fat Irish prick. You don't have my money. I put your brain to sleep. Who's that? What's that about? Who's he talking about? C is in the casinos after. The Mac loves yous all. I got love for yous. It's an honor. It's light work. It's easy. For life and eternity, it's McGregor. How drunk was he when he wrote this? I do this fight game easy peasy. The sound of my shots off the head go bing in green dot laser form. Okay. Well, I really hope he is actually back. I mean, he's the most dynamic personality the sport's ever known.
And he was, for a time there, just such an unbelievable fighter. I mean, he was it was incredible what he was doing.
The Eddie Alvarez fight.
Oh yeah,
Perfect
I was there.
example.
I was there. Well,
Yeah.
thanks to you. With really good seats. Thanks to you. But that was one of the best. That might be the best fight I've ever been to live, because that whole card was just stacked, and that as the main event was just unbelievable.
Bro, he was in the Matrix. He was in the Matrix. He was just in the zone. You know, Dana said it best. He's like, that kid eats pressure. He goes, he eats it.
Yeah.
Like, he thrives on pressure. Pressure that makes other people wilt.
Yes.
He, like, shines under that pressure.
And he had an amazing ability, even very early in his career, which was like kind of, it was really unique. Like, because even like on his first fight ever, if you watch his first fight in the UFC against like Brimage, I think the guy's name is. And he was a relatively unknown at the time, but dude, the place is going nuts. He already had made so much kind of like street cred for himself, and then the Irish thing, like the Irish were really, really into it. But he, from the very first fight, he would always create these moments where it's like, dude, this is going to be the biggest spectacle that my opponent has ever been in their career. Like, I'm going to get you mad with shit talk, and I'm going to get the fans so excited, because he's completely comfortable there.
While McGregor has spent years rebuilding himself behind the scenes, Max Holloway has been doing the exact opposite. He's remained active against world-class opposition, fighting the very best, constantly evolving, constantly improving, and continuing to prove why he's regarded as one of the toughest fighters of this generation. Unlike McGregor, there are no mysteries surrounding Holloway. Everybody knows exactly what he's bringing. Relentless pressure, outstanding cardio, incredible durability, a pace that has broken some of the greatest fighters the UFC has ever seen. Ironically, that could actually create one of the biggest advantages for McGregor. His team has years of recent Holloway footage to analyze, studying every habit, every reaction, every combination, every adjustment he's made throughout his career.
I'm gonna go towards Max Holloway, and I'm leaning towards Max Holloway, but I don't know if, like, McGregor's gonna at least have 10 pounds on him, dude. He has put on a lot of size. Is that a recipe for disaster for him if this does go into the later rounds? Yes. I'm talking about a McGregor fight in 2026. I'm breaking down a Conor McGregor fight in 2026, dude. I actually can't believe I'm saying these words. We're so back. The White House card, Strickland beats Chimaev. If only Yuri wouldn't have fumbled it. Yuri, you fool.
July 11th, which incidentally is 3 days before Conor McGregor's 38th birthday, okay? Not an old man, but certainly not a spring chicken by any accounts, and certainly when it comes to professional fighting. Now, you could argue that he's had 5 years away from the sport, which is true. That's 5 years of not having the wear and tear. That's 5 years of not going through training camps, 5 years of not getting punched on the face, taken down, choked out, all that kind of stuff. The wear and tear, he hasn't been going through that. The man's made an absolute fortune in and outside of the cage, so he hasn't had to do that. He's been chasing business ventures and enjoying himself outside of the octagon. Fair play to him. That is the life that he's built.
Well, we know that, Conor hasn't been in the game for a long time, and I think a lot of people are thinking that he's just going to lose everything, but that's not the case. He's going to be dangerous. He's obviously going to still be very sharp, very explosive, still got a good eye. Is it the exact eye that he had when he was, double champ and doing what he was doing? No, probably not, but still going to be very dangerous. And I know Max is going to respect that. Obviously, they're going to want to put on a show, but at the same time, you're going to know Conor will be very dangerous early. I think Max will make the right decisions to not just get in the fire straight away, and then start to work him later in them rounds. Like, we know that Conor, again, very dangerous, very explosive, but that is going to wear on you. And with that big layoff, even though he's probably training very hard, we know that that's going to eventually wear on him. And that sharpness that I reckon he still has is probably going to deteriorate a lot quicker because of he's been out of the game for so long.
Holloway's team doesn't have that same luxury. Outside of training clips and short glimpses from camp, nobody has seen this new version of Conor competing inside the octagon. That uncertainty alone creates questions that simply can't be answered until fight night. Then there's the psychological side of it all. McGregor has always fought with supreme confidence, but this time it feels different because he's no longer trying to prove he can become champion. He's trying to prove that the world wrote him off too early. After the injury, the setbacks, and years of criticism, many people genuinely believed we'd already seen the final chapter of his career.
All respect for Max Holloway, but I don't know and I don't understand why UFC make this fight. Okay, if we talk about Conor, last couple years he's not hungry. And now what happened with his legs, like never ever. Never people come back and never gonna be people on the same prime twice. Prime come only one time. You're gonna be on prime, after that you're gonna go down.
If he beats Max Holloway, all of those conversations disappear overnight, and suddenly, the UFC has one of the biggest comeback stories the sport has ever witnessed. Of course, Holloway sees the opportunity just as clearly. This isn't just another opponent. This is the chance to finally reverse a result that has followed him for years. The young fighter who once lost to McGregor has grown into a completely different athlete, and many believe this is the perfect moment to prove it. If Holloway wins, he'll silence every remaining question surrounding their rivalry and strengthen his own legacy against one of the biggest stars mixed martial arts has ever produced.
Is the harder part of that comeback, especially fighting someone like Max, who's still on top of his game? Is it more mental or physical?
Yeah, you need to make sure when you prepare yourself, you need to try to recreate that environment, that level of discomfort that you will face. If you stay in your comfort zone during their training camp, it's not good. You need to make sure you bring guys that gonna try to make you uncomfortable, and I'm not only talking about skills and sparring, I'm talking about sometimes it's good to bring guys that you never train with. You have the butterfly, you don't know how they move, you don't know if they're dirty, they're gonna try to hurt me or...
It's going to be Max versus Conor. How do you think that goes at 170?
That's a good fight. Stylistically, good fight for the Conor. Max is done already. He's just going make a money and then retire.
You think he's finished?
Yeah, his last fight, he looked so bad. That's crazy. I was surprised how you cannot wrestle. Zero wrestling. You've been in this sport 20 years. And I thought he went to Dagestan for 2-3 years and then come back. He has 3-4 fights left and then he's going to retire.
I think it would be a great fight. I love both. I think if Conor can put himself back into the hell zone that is in the tunnel, but the light is after the fight. But I'm not going to put myself in the light until I'm done with the fight. That's if he put himself into that zone, we're going to have a hell of a fight.
That's why UFC 329 feels so much bigger than a normal fight card. It's not simply Conor McGregor returning. It's two completely different careers colliding again after taking two completely different paths, with both men convinced they're about to prove something to the entire world. One comeback could become legendary, one rivalry could finally be settled, and until that cage door closes, the biggest question in MMA remains exactly the same. Has Conor McGregor really found one last level? Or is Max Holloway about to remind everyone why staying active at the highest level is one of the greatest advantages any fighter can have?